Vista number 2 is a short par 4 that gives players an early opportunity at birdie here on the Vista 9. Really off the tee, you're just trying to avoid the fairway bunkers, both left and right here. The one on the right, it's not so much in play. Your line's going to be more towards the left center of this fairway. So you're really just concerned mostly with that one straightaway, just a little bit to the left side of the fairway here. That gives you, if you find yourself in that one, it gives you that really awkward yardage into the green from a fairway bunker that most golfers really don't like and aren't comfortable playing. So depending on your tee box and your length here off the tee, you might take a club that's a little bit less than driver just to make sure you don't have any chance of getting into that bunker. But for most players, it's going to be a nice free driver swing right towards the 150 pole in the center of the fairway, maybe just a touch left of that, and then should set you up with a really good look then into the green for your second shot. Like many courses in Arizona, our course is lined with landscaped desert areas like you see here, pretty much all around the facility. So it's important to understand your options and how to play the ball if you do happen to find yourself here. We have 3 distinct different types of rock that are used depending on the particular area of the course you're in. And you'll see those marked here with these 3 flags. So here in the yellow rock, we have what we consider to be 3 to 5 inch rock or larger. Here with this red flag here, we have our 1 to 2 inch type rock, which is usually on most of our slopes and more angled type areas where we'd have a lot of water runoff. And then over here with this flag is our what we call decomposed granite, or DG. And that is what's pretty much right off the edge of the grass in most areas that you'll find here. So each of these has a different set of rules that are applied to it. Now, anytime, anywhere on the golf course, you can, choose to play the ball as it lies or take an unplayable lie, which gives you the 3 options that are set out in the rules of golf. So you can do replay your previous shot, take relief on a line back between you and the flag, or you can take 2 club lengths from the spot that your ball is lying and take relief that way. However, given the nature of our course here, a lot of times those options won't really get you much in the way of relief. So we do have a 4th option for the unplayable lie rule, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. But first, we're going to talk about this yellow flag here, that 3 to 5 inch or larger rock area. That is actually considered an immovable obstruction. It's part of the golf course design that we prefer that you don't play out of that, or we want to give you free relief to play out of that if you would like. So anytime that these rocks here interfere with your stance, your swing, or your lie, you're able to take complete relief from those rocks, and then in 1 additional club length, again, no nearer to the hole, and drop within that. So no penalty there. Just making sure that we understand where that nearest point of relief is. So there's other videos in this series that explain that nearest point of relief, so you can reference those for a little more explanation. But as we know, it's just one particular area. So in the case of this flag, it would be just right next to it here somewhere. But if that flag were further out in the middle, you may have to measure to figure out which side of this area is actually the nearest point of relief, and then go from there. It's not always the most favorable side and may not get you the best lie, but nearest point of relief is kind of non-negotiable. It's one particular area. So here in this center flag, we have that 1 inch rock, and this is where the 4th option that we allow within our local rules for an unplayable lie really comes into play. So the 4th option that we give you, for 1 penalty stroke, you're able to take complete relief from this sort of rock, and then take your additional club lengths, your 2 additional club lengths from that new spot where the complete relief was. So in this scenario here where this red flag is, I would come out here into the decomposed granite, find my nearest point of relief, and then measure my 2 club lengths from there. Again, always no nearer to the hole. Every now and then that might get you back into the grass, but more often than not, it's going to get you into this decomposed granite or some other sort of condition. But that's how you can play out of there. And then here from the decomposed granite, you're pretty much playing this like you would any shot in the fairway, where you play it as it lies, or you take one of the 3 standard unplayable lie options to get some sort of relief out of there. However, in a lot of those cases, that relief will not even get you out of these rocks. So more often than not, when you find yourself here, you're going to end up playing the ball as it lies. So again, free relief out of these large rocks at the nearest point, 1 stroke penalty from these 1-inch rocks to take complete relief. And that's a 4th option that we give you under our local rules. And then here in the decomposed granite, basically just play the ball as it lies or take one of the 3 standard unplayable lie options to get relief from there. The only other thing really to know is that when you are playing from the rocks, it can be very tempting to try to improve your lie by picking stones or sweeping the area behind your ball. And to some extent, you're able to do that. If you reference the lake number 4 video of this series, we talk about moving, these sort of loose impediments and things that you find, and that's what the rocks would be considered. But you just always have to be very careful that you don't disturb that ground underneath or move any embedded rocks. That's not okay within the rules of golf, and you will be penalized for that. So if your ball was here where the flag is, you couldn't just sweep out an area like this because you're going to disturb that ground underneath. You would need to either individually pick the rocks or pick up a group of rocks, but making sure that you're not disturbing that ground underneath. So hopefully that helps explain these areas a little bit better, and you'll be able to take the proper relief or play it the right way next time you find yourself in one of these spots out on the course. Okay, so as you might have seen there off the tee, I went ahead with 3 wood. This hole's playing a little downwind this morning, so I just wanted to make sure I stayed short of that bunker we talked about over here toward the left center of the fairway, and we've done that. We're short of that bunker right here in a great spot. Good look to the flag there straight ahead, which is in the back portion of the green today. Now this green, it's really, really crucial that you get your yardage correct, and you really pay attention to, the portion of the green that the flag is in, what the distance is to the flag, but really most importantly, what your distance is towards the middle part of the green. Right in the middle of this green, there's a very steep ridge that bisects the front and back portion. So you have a front portion that sits much higher than the back portion does. So if you find yourself coming up a little bit short of that ridge, you're going to probably stay on that top portion. It's going to leave you a really difficult putt back to that back hole location. So when we're looking at the yardage here, I want to make sure that I can cover that ridge, and then I also want to make sure from the angle that I have here that I can cover the greenside bunker that you see that's between us and the hole. So to the flag this morning, I have about 143 yards, but to cover that bunker, I have about 137 yards. So with the wind downwind here, I'm going to play a shot that I know I can carry at least 137. The wind should take it the rest of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my gap wedge here. And let's see how we can do, if we can give ourselves a good chance here for birdie. All right, so as you can see, I pulled that second shot quite a bit here, all the way over here on the left side of the green, so a long way from the hole. Don't have that great birdie look that I was hoping for, but as I mentioned before, because I had the right club and I got the yardage correct, I am down here on the proper level of the green, and this is a fairly straightforward 2-putt with an outside look still for birdie. Had I had the distance control and the club selection wrong, I would have been on a different level or over the green somewhere, and I could have really been in a lot of trouble bringing 3 putts, 4 putts, things like that into play, or even worse than that. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and give it a run for birdie, but we should be able to secure an easy 2-putt, and we'll see how we do from there. All right, so we ended up getting the par. Again, not the score we're looking for particularly here. It's a birdieable hole. We want to try to score, but we'll always take a par. But really this par was a good result from planning and strategy and executing the right way. Off the tee, we had the right club. I pushed it a little bit right and still ended up in a good spot because of that. And then with the second shot in here into the green, again, because we had the right club and the right distance control, even the shot that I pulled here pretty well offline to the left still gave us a nice look and made it for a nice easy par. So again, we'll always take pars and move on to the next one.